Well, many people have been told to avoid credit cards and just pay cash. But what if using a credit card could be the right way to help you to build wealth? Here to break down the truth about spending and rewards and smart money habits is money and business expert Derrick Kinney. Derrick, thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure, Jason. Great to be with you.
Now, I do this a lot with credit cards. I use them the right way after a good lesson many years ago on how to do it the wrong way. So I'm interested to hear all this. So a lot of people are taught that, cash is king, avoid the credit cards, they'll get you into trouble. Are those people getting bad advice?
Well, and they can get you in trouble, and it's not necessarily bad advice, it's just outdated advice. And that means today's society is built on credit. If you want to buy a car, buy a house, take out a loan for a business, the number one thing they look at is your credit score. If you've only paid cash on things and there's no record of you successfully paying things off, you haven't helped yourself. The better the credit score, the lower the interest rate, and the better economically you get to do. The key is to manage it, and that's what I want to teach you how to do in the next couple minutes.
Yeah, that credit score is huge, and you can't underestimate it, and you have to actually have credit to have that credit score, so good point there. So, Derrick, studies show that people tend to spend more when they pull out the credit card than when they use cash. Why does that happen, and how do you stay in control if you know you kind of have a tendency to do that?
Yeah, get this, Jason, 20% more is what typically people spend when they use a credit card over cash. So you want to ask yourself, would I still buy this if I was paying cash? And do I have money in the bank already to pay this off at the end of each month? If you do, use the credit card because now you get to add to your credit score. You probably get points on it, but don't use the credit card because you want to get the points. Typically, we know it's like going to Chuck E. Cheese, getting the tokens and the tickets. You're going to spend $1,000 to buy a stuffed toy, and it's not worth it if you do it for that reason.
All right, so you got to stay on top of it, and yes, that's such a great point. Pay it off every single month. Otherwise, it starts to become a monster. So you say that credit cards can actually benefit people financially. What are some of the biggest advantages that you would name if credit cards are being used the correct way?
Well, the key is you want to play the game and know that the way the credit cards win is by you keeping a balance and not paying it off every single month. That's when those 15 to 20% interest rates kick in and cost you money. But if you want to beat the credit cards at their game, use the credit card, pay it off end of each month. You've got 30 days to use what I like to call OPM, other people's money. What we find is that truly wealthy people don't save up their own money and wait to buy something. They use other people's money, use it wisely, pay it back, and manage it. When you use the credit card as a tool, that's one of the best wealth building tools there actually is to long-term growth.
Okay, so current Jason got some great lessons of what not to do from much younger Jason when it comes to credit cards. So for people who didn't have that terrible experience before, what is the biggest mistake that people make with credit cards that ends up costing them a bunch of money so that hopefully people can avoid going through that bad version of themselves?
Well, to avoid the bad version of Jason or your name watching right now, you want to make sure that you pay the credit cards off at the end of every single month. There is no reason to keep a balance. That's where you start to lose. We talk about these buy now, pay later, credit cards, all these things. The temptation is get you to not pay it off. But when you pay it off, you take control of your finances, you get those points, and you're building your credit score, which when you make your next big deal or buy the house or the car, you're going to get a better rate because you have a record of paying that off at the end of each month.
If only younger Jason had met you, Derrick, could have saved him a lot of trouble. Really appreciate it as always, man.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jason.